Hi, how you doing? Hey, Quilt Roadies. It's a glorious day in the neighborhood. How about you? It's hard to believe that we are already like heading towards the middle of September or the end, really? I don't know. It's been a busy month and it's going to continue to be busy for the next couple of months. So I really wanted to stop by and just say hi and hope you're doing well. Hope you got all your quilting lined up. Some of you I know on some other side of the world are heading towards your warmer weather, gardening time. And then on this side of the hemisphere, we're like taking advantage of the sunny day. My tomato plant has gone bonkers. I mean, I'm providing tomatoes for 2 households right now because it's just, but geez, salsa is just so good. It makes me want to plan for next year. Yeah, one can never have enough tomatoes. No, I don't think so. So what am I working on right now? Well, I decided I need to get onto this Jolly Bar quilt. Oh my gosh, Fat Quarter Shop and their Jolly Bar quilts are the best. And this one, I loved this fabric line. Antoinette Collection, Parisienne. Oh. And when you order the kit, you get this Jolly Bar pattern, which was a piece of cake to cut out. The only thing was, I think I might have done some wrong cutting, I'm not sure, but it seemed like I have a few less squares. Yeah, so I'm going to get this thing put together because I have a lot of people in my life that I would like to pass a quilt on to, and it is I have so much fabric that I need to start getting tops done and start quilting. I don't know whether you are finding yourself in the same. My son said he saw something on must have been on some social media platform, although he's not on social media, so not sure what, but I was talking to him about wanting to someday as we age we think about downsizing. I don't know how in the world I would downsize my life, but he said, oh, you'll have this tiny home and then there's this picture of this giant warehouse behind it. Now that I could wrap my mind around. I could wrap my mind around that. This time of year always brings on asthma issues for me. I don't know about you, but it has something to do with the leaves starting to change and there's mold on them and then you have wind. So I've started back on my inhalers. Yeah, life. Sometimes you just have to deal with it. And I know a lot of you are dealing with a lot more serious things, and I'm hoping the best for all of you. I had a busy week last week. We had a cross-stitch retreat that was hosted by Acorns and Threads, and it was an amazing good time. And what you find with a lot of these, what is my friend Cheryl, A Maker's Life? You'll have to go check her channel out because she does everything. In fact, Janine, who's the owner of Acorns and Threads, have said that if there's ever an apocalypse, we're going to go to Cheryl's house. By the title of her YouTube channel, A Maker's Life, she is a prepper. Yeah, she has a lot of prepping for craft projects. But more than that, she cans, she bakes, she has chickens, you know, she does the whole, she does everything. And we're both big fans of The Last Homely House, which is Kate. And she does a lot of different things too. So I think that, I don't even know where I was going with this. Anyhow, we are heading into our fall season. It seems faster than one can imagine. And so there'll be a lot of prepping for the flower beds and the gardening. This week, G and I went to the rhododendron garden, which is on the other side of the river in Portland. And it was just glorious. And there were people, there were two women there who were setting up, I think it's called, plain painting player. Maybe one of you knows. It's, when you paint, you acrylic or oil paint out in the open, and they were setting up their easels, and people were just enjoying a lot of different things. People with kids running around acres, and I saw a beaver swimming in the lake there. Lots of ducks, birds, squirrels, bunnies, just a whole lot of animal life right in the middle of the city. So it's that's what it looks like here. Is our area is because we get so much rain in the winter and snow, it's a prolific Garden of Eden. It just, everything grows. You don't even really have to have a green thumb. Although I take, G has on his phone a plant identifier app, and I'll take pictures of interesting plants because I want to create that in my own yard. So I have lots of dreams for the spring, but right now we're enjoying the last of our fall, and we'll be putting our plants and stuff to bed pretty soon. And then it'll be pedal to the metal, quilting, quilting, quilting. Yeah. So this Jolly Bar quilt, I had it sitting here and I knew that I wanted to get it going. It's different because it has quite a dark background. It's like a navy blue. I'll show it to you again. So this is like going to be the perfect drag around quilt because it won't show the dirt. It won't show the dirt. So good one for the dog to lay on. Yeah, good one for the dog to lay on. But I have been thinking about a lot of different things. What am I going to do this fall and winter? I just want to keep, I'm supposed to do 96 of these, I think. 96? Wow. It's going to be, I stitch barefooted. I don't know about you. I can't seem to get the pedal to run correctly unless I'm barefooted. Isn't that weird? Do you do that? Do you sew barefooted, or must you have appropriate stilettos or something on? Yeah. I have a ton of binding. I'm going to leave the binding for later, maybe November, December, when we start hunkering down. And my goal, don't hold me to this, but my goal is to get all these quilts that have binding on them, that need binding, to be bound. That sounds like a great goal for the winter. I wish I was really good and comfortable with machine binding. I know I have friends that do that. I don't know. I like the rhythmic of hand stitching a binding, and I guess I'm not good enough at machine sewing the binding down where I'm satisfied with the way it looks. So do you like to machine sew or do you hand bind? Yeah. So I'm going to get all of these done. I want them off the rack here, and so that starting in 2026, I'll have a whole new set of things to get bound. Gosh, if I said that really fast, I might. It might be like one of those rhymes. Yeah, one of those rhymes. This is my new favorite drink, Trader Joe's. I'm not sure there's Trader Joe's everywhere, but Trader Joe's is just a different kind of little grocery store. And this seltzer water, cranberry and lime juice, is really good. It's really good. And my new favorite sea sucker, just in case anybody wanted to know out there, is the caramel apple. It's really good. It's worth going there and getting some. Yeah. But let me show you. We are heading on a camping trip. It's our anniversary. It's hard to believe that it is our, let's see, I'm going to count. Let's see. '48th. It's our 48th anniversary. Yeah, because our oldest child turned 46. Hard to believe how time flies. It just, in the blink of an eye. Do you feel that way? Like you barely got him out of diapers, and then you got a 46-year-old. Yeah. It's kind of, it kind of takes a moment. And I can tell you this, nothing makes you feel older than getting a new phone. This last week, I, along with G and my daughter-in-law, went down to one of the providers, and we were redoing because it turns out, we just have cable because we don't know nothing about no birth and those streaming services on our TV. And so we went down, and I decided since we were doing all this, I would get a new phone. And the way G and I do this is I pass my phone on to him because, he's even less of a phone person than I am. And just getting everything signed on, it's almost mind-boggling. It's almost mind-boggling. So to me, nothing makes you feel older than when you have to upgrade your phone and know all this stuff. Yeah, nothing. It's quite, it's a reality check. It's a reality check. But we did give up our cable and go to streaming services on our TV. And so yesterday we watched The Reluctant Traveler, which I just love. I love that show. And so we watched some Apple TV. It's just exploring all these places that we haven't been. And I have seen that show before, but I had totally forgotten about it, and it was really good. It was really good. So today when I came in here and I said, okay, one has to make a reality check. I'm looking for a reality check with what I want to have done. But I do want to move on from what I've already started. So I'm kind of one of those people that if I have projects in boxes and stuff, or bags, or a kit of some kind, I can't take them out of that until it's done. I know we all have our quirks. And I feel reluctant to start something new. It's like I want to trade one for do one, trade one. I think that's a good rhythm for me. Now, my friend Janine, she just wants to do one, do one, do one, do one. But I find that I feel a lot more smug when I'm around my friend Cheryl when I have finished something. Yes. So I went about looking what was in some projects, and I had totally forgot. See, that's the thing, is that you see the new bright shiny thing, and then you want to do that. And I'm no different. I am no different. So I looked in a couple bags, and it was this gorgeous bag that is by my friend Chris. I just love it. It's got all these old 30s fabrics. It's just cozy. I had totally forgot that this was in here. And since we're going camping, I want to, and it's not going to be a long trip. It's just going to be, we're going to go to the beach, and G's going to want to take a lot of pictures and walk on the beach, and I love hanging out with him when he's doing that, because it's fun to watch him. You know, like I have a passion for stitching and quilting. He has a passion for photography and woodworking and music. And lately, as with all of us and our passions, the photography has risen to the top of the coffee cup. And so he's looking forward to taking some photographs at the coast. And when I follow him around in the gardens, like around here or outside in our own backyard or wherever we're traveling, it is interesting to watch what he sees, because he views the world in a different way. It's kind of like those quilters that are design stuff, you know, like I'm a pattern follower. I love that. You know, I love the rules, the consistency, the outcome. I love all that, but I so appreciate those people with an artistic eye. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, but I have to think about, what am I going to take? We camp in a very small 22-foot van, so it's not like there's a lot of space. I have to make decisions ahead of time, and but I have to have variety, because no one wants a bored Anna. No one wants that around them. And so I have to decide, what can I take in a small enough bag that will keep her in check. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So in this Chris Yo bag, I found this lovely project. I know you remember this. Well, for those of you who've been hanging around with me for a while, you know this one, because you know how I'm a big fan of Kathy Schmidt's. And so I don't know if this QR code still works, but if you have one of those readers, there it is. I'll hold it here for a minute. But this is a big pillow, and it's already pre-printed, and I'm just embroidering. It's already pre-printed, and I'm just embroidering the motifs. And so it looks like I have a little bit of this one, just a few leaves to do on this one, and then there is only 2 more to go, and I can make this into a pillow. Yeah. And this is a pillow that can stay out on my bench all year because it's a monthly motif pillow. So I'm definitely taking this and getting it done. I'm just going to pull the Band-Aid off and say, get her done, get her done. Yeah. And then the Crucio bag can move on to something new. Yeah. And while I was looking around, and I was over at the cutting table, I have on the front of my cutting table this beautiful bag that was made for me by a friend in Sisters. I just am flabbergasted when she gave me this bag. But I know that some of you might remember this. I saw it, I'm not positive, but I think I saw this in a booth at Road to California, on a previous trip to Road to California. And it doesn't look like much, you know, as with all patterns, the picture on the front never does them justice, absolutely never. But this was a Liberty Homestead Farmhouse Quilts. And it was an embroidery project because naturally I have to have much more handwork than anything else because I have all the time in the world. It was stunning. It was absolutely stunning. But I could tell, just because I kind of know how my brain works, I had decided to only do 3 of the blocks and make it a linear wall hanging. Instead of 6 blocks, I'm doing 3. And I picked out my 3 favorite. And so I have one done. This one is done. Log cabin. I always had a dream of owning a log cabin in the woods. I don't know, maybe it's all the childhood stories or all the photographs you see or all the beautiful cabins that, you know, are pictured. I just always thought it would be lovely to own a log cabin. But they're a lot of work because I know that I used to live in Sisters, Oregon, and there was a couple of log cabins that I had been to, and they were big, but there's like a whole different level of home ownership with a log cabin and what you have to do to maintain it. So I have 2 more, and the 2 other little log cabins are this one and this one. So I'm going to take those and get some stitching done on those and see how far I can get with that. The way I did this, and I always have to recreate the wheel because I never know in a given moment when I find a previous project that I've prepped what my mindset was and what I intended until I kind of look at it and go, oh, okay. So on this particular project, and I do this quite a bit with embroidery, is that I use transferees. It comes in 8x10 sheets. The packet that I buy, it comes in 8x10 sheets, and there's so many sheets to a package. And I just photocopy it onto the transferees, and then the transferees has a sticky side, and I just stick it on my fabric, and then I embroider right over the top. Right over the top, and as you can see on this one, there is no transferees because once I'm done with the embroidery, then I take it to a sink and in cold water, I immerse it in cold water and then just gently rub it, and it melts away. It melts away, and then I'm left with just my embroidery. Yeah. I like it. It's a lot less work than I know with a lot of my Crabapple Hill projects. You trace it with the smallest micron pen that you can find, and this was a kit that I bought, and so it came with the lattice fabric. Oh, isn't that pretty? And the border. So that is going to be a project that goes along camping. Not that I'll get a whole bunch. I will be, I think I'm only going to take these 2 embroidery projects and 1 cross-stitch project, because that will, you know, if I'm given too many choices, I won't really make a whole lot of progress on anything, because I'll be jumping around too much. Are you like that, or are you disciplined? See, I'm not disciplined at all. So I'm just gonna, this is such a beautiful bag. I don't know what the name of this bag was. Maybe somebody on here knows, but it's just a lovely, lovely bag. I know it's, I'm thinking that it's a bag by Annie, because she does do a lot of those kind of bags, but look at that zipper. I mean, it's fluorescent. It's so fabulous. So I have those 2, and then I'll have a cross-stitch project with me, and we'll enjoy that. We'll enjoy our time camping. Yeah, we have a lot going on. There's grandson's birthday coming up. Yeah, school, and then before you know it, I'm gonna say it, the holidays. Yeah, and I'm gonna be going down to Southern California here in the fall, and I'll get to see my cousins, a lot of them who I spent time with in Bend, Oregon, which was a lot of fun. But now we'll be down there trekking in their neighborhood, so that's going to be great. So what do you see your fall or winter looking like when it comes to your quilting? Are you going to start new projects? I can't seem to just settle on getting stuff done. I need the stimulation of new things. Hence these Jolly Bar they're great. Great fun, because they choose, I mean, well, okay, let me start again. For those of you that don't know what a Jolly Bar is, they are named after Kimberly Jolly of Fat Quarter Shop. And a Jolly Bar is, you know, like a layer cake is a 10 by 10 a layer cake, and then there's like the charm packs and the mini charm packs. Well, a Jolly Bar is a layer cake cut in half, so it literally is the size of this book. So if you have layer cakes that you collected with whole fabric lines and you cut them in half, you will have a Jolly Bar. But the Jolly Bar books are very satisfying, because they're clever quilts. Like, look at this, stars. They're just clever quilts that are easily put together with the cutting instructions of a Jolly Bar, and then you got a whole quilt. It really is a genius idea. And so I have all the Jolly Bar books, and I know that in my future I have this fabulous, this is going to be here probably towards the end of October. They have also a Christmas Jolly Bar book. I mean, how could one not own this? And so they didn't have Christmas Jolly Bars, but they had Christmas layer cakes. And this Riley Blake layer cake includes all these different fabrics in it. So what happens with these layer cakes or jolly ballers or jelly rolls? Yeah, it sounds like we should go to a bakery. But what happens with them is they are a whole line of fabric where you get a piece of each of the fabrics in that line. So by getting this, I'm getting a taste of the whole fabric line without buying yardage of every line in the fabric in the line, and get to make something out of it, you know. And now with this Jolly Bar Christmas book and this layer cake that is double the Jolly Bar, I'm going to be making a fun Christmas quilt, and I want to do that in October so that I can have a Christmas quilt maybe done for someone in my family that likes Christmas. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, lots of plans. Lots of plans. Wanting to do very appreciative of the projects that I do have. I used to complain about them all, but now I'm quite content with what I have. You know, we cycle in and cycle out, don't we? We can be our own worst enemy when it comes to browbeating our craft supplies, but I am quite content with all of that. And now my whole winter is planned with all of these bindings to be done. And now for the question and answer portion of the Quilt Roadie Show. If you remember, I said anybody who left me a question in the comments, I would answer in the next episode. And so I had 2 questions. Very fun. Kathy Walker asked, how long does the average quilt take to make? That is a totally loaded question because it is totally dependent for me on whether I love the pattern or if someone else chose the pattern they liked. Generally, when I decide to make a quilt, I could conceivably get the top done in a week because life always interrupts. So it's not something, it's like, it's a loaded question because it's not, I suppose if I sat down and just made a quilt, I think I've done a quilt top at retreat in a day, but to then layer it and actually quilt it and bind it, yeah, it takes weeks. It takes weeks. If not, I mean, I have some quilts here that, yeah, as long as I don't get distracted by another pattern, I think if I finish it in a year, that would be a good thing for me. Yeah. Okay. And then from Barbara, do I wash my red fabric? And how do I keep it from running? I generally don't wash my fabric, especially now because I use a lot of pre-cuts like these Jolly Bars and all of that, layer cakes. If I have yardages of red and it looks like, you look at it and you said that's going to run, I would wash that ahead of time. But generally I don't. I wash the quilt afterwards. And I always throw in those color catchers. You can get at any shop that sells laundry detergent and all of that. And it's amazing because I'll even do that with clothing that I've bought. Like red is my favorite color, so I'll have bought a red shirt, and I know that if I throw it in the laundry, I am not so organized that I separate my laundry by colors. I just kind of go for it. So I do invest in color catchers, which are sold in the laundry aisle, and they do work because I've pulled one out and it's the color that I was worried about. So I do that when I'm washing, because I won't even wash, like if I had purple, orange, red, pink, I wouldn't separate those colors out of fabric. I'd just throw them all in there and put a color catcher in with it. Now, there might be others who are more experienced or have had bad experiences and now separate everything. But generally with pre-cuts, they're not washed, and I don't want to distort the size that they are because it's all raw edges by washing them ahead of time. So I will wash the quilt afterwards. Plus it gives it that nice soft feel to it. Yeah. So if you would like to leave a question for me on this video, feel free. I will answer it on the next one. Thank you so much. Well, I hope you have good plans for this next month. I hope all is well with you. I know a lot of people, I've heard from a lot of people that have a lot of health issues, or their significant others are having health issues. I totally get that worry. It's like, yeah, the only thing you can count on is change. But I'm going to keep putting one stitch in front of the other and getting some things done and having a good time, and I hope you will come along with me. So please hit that subscribe button. I'll take a thumbs up. I'll even take a thumbs down. I'll take a thumb anyway. And we'll see you in the next round, okay? And I love you guys.